Welcome back to Pulse News 24 Information, your go-to source for breaking down global events with clarity and depth. I'm Madeline Bailey, and today, we're diving into a moment that has sent shockwaves through international diplomacy, a moment that may redefine America's role on the world stage. For weeks, former President Donald Trump has been clarifying the old system of alliances, built after World War II to keep the peace, is being dismantled. In its place? A strategy of brute force negotiations among the world's biggest players, where principles take a backseat to power. And nowhere is this shift more evident than in what just unfolded in Washington, a dramatic, tense showdown between Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. What started as a high-stakes diplomatic visit quickly turned into a public humiliation of Ukraine's leader. The message? America's commitment to Ukraine is over. But why? What does Trump really want? And how does this fit into his broader vision of reshaping global politics? Stay with us as we uncover the more profound meaning behind this stunning reversal, what it signals for US-Russia relations, and why the world is now watching with bated breath. For years, the United States stood as Ukraine's staunchest ally, providing weapons, financial support, and a diplomatic shield against Russian aggression. But in one jaw-dropping Oval Office confrontation, Trump clarified it. That era is over. With cameras rolling, Trump leaned in toward Zelensky and delivered a stark warning: "You don't have the cards to negotiate with Vladimir Putin." Vice President J.D. Vance went even further, berating the Ukrainian leader as disrespectful and ungrateful. In a matter of minutes, the once strong wartime partnership between Washington and Kyiv was shattered, right in front of a global audience. And yet, this moment wasn't just about Ukraine. It was about something much bigger. For weeks, Trump has been methodically dismantling the post-World War II order, rejecting alliances, and pushing a radical shift in U.S. foreign policy. His ultimate goal? A complete recalibration of global power dynamics, one that brings America into closer negotiations with Russia and China, even at the cost of smaller allies. As shocking as this may sound, Trump's actions fit into a larger pattern. His demand that Denmark cede Greenland to the US, his push to reclaim the Panama Canal, and even his talk of seizing territory in Gaza all suggest a leader operating outside traditional diplomatic norms. Rather than working within established international frameworks, Trump envisions a world where America asserts its dominance through raw power plays, treating international relations more like a business deal than a commitment to shared values. The death of an alliance? The fallout from the Oval Office clash was immediate. European leaders, particularly in France, Germany, and Eastern Europe, were left scrambling. Some tried to reassure Ukraine that the West still stands with them, while others privately admitted that the damage may be too great to repair. Meanwhile, Russia celebrated. Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev openly thanked Trump for telling the truth to Zelensky and urged the U.S. to cut all aid to Ukraine. Even U.S. officials, who once stood firmly behind Ukraine, began shifting their stance. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who previously championed Ukrainian sovereignty, now suggested that it was time for the U.S. to focus on fostering a three-way relationship with Russia and China instead of obsessing over the war. The aftermath of the Oval Office confrontation was swift and far-reaching. Across Europe, leaders from France, Germany, and Eastern European nations scrambled to respond. Some sought to reassure Ukraine that Western support remained steadfast, while others privately conceded that the rift between Washington and Kyiv might be beyond repair. Meanwhile, Russia wasted no time in celebrating the fallout. The shift wasn't limited to Moscow. Back in Washington, even longtime supporters of Ukraine began adjusting their positions. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, once a vocal defender of Ukrainian sovereignty, pivoted his stance, advocating for a strategic realignment. Instead of prioritizing the war, he suggested that the United States should now focus on fostering a three-way relationship with Russia and China, signaling a dramatic shift in American foreign policy. Just 2 years ago, Zelensky was welcomed to Washington as a hero, applauded by both Democrats and Republicans for standing up to Russian aggression. Now, he left the White House humiliated, with no guarantees of support, no minerals deal, and no clear path forward. The world has taken notice. This moment is more than just a foreign policy shift, it's a turning point in how America sees its role in the world. Trump isn't just changing the way the US engages with allies, he's actively rewriting the rules of global power. But the big question remains, will this approach make America stronger, or will it leave the country isolated and vulnerable to the ambitions of authoritarian leaders like Putin and Xi? One thing is clear, this is a story still unfolding, and its consequences will be felt for years to come. If you want to stay ahead of these seismic shifts in global politics, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Here at Pulse News 24 Information, we're committed to bringing you in-depth analysis of the stories that shape our world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.